Hello everybody, it's me, your boy. Back at it again, unfortunately. So I'm just a little bit exhausted right now. It is 12:15 a.m. I'm tired. But I was like, do I go to sleep early or record a video? I'm recording this 2 days before Christmas, and let me tell you, people at the mall are so goddamn rude. Like, you might have dropped the ball on getting presents for whoever, but just why are you making the rest of us miserable? Just please chill. Anyways, today we're back again talking about some K-pop related things. Hooray! Or boo, depending on why you subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be talking about the Seolhyun incident that happened about a week ago at the Fortnite Korea Open. So AOA, which is a very popular girl group in South Korea, was performing at this event, and one of the members named Seolhyun looked like she was about to pass out during the performance. This fan cam of her blew up after this whole situation happened. I think it's almost got like 4 million views now after a span of a week. So as you can see, at the very beginning of the performance, she already looked a little bit shaky. During the whole entire performance, she kept bringing her hand up to her mouth like this, looking like she was gonna throw up. She kept like kind of dry heaving. When she would go down on the ground, she would kind of stay there for a while. Also, she was looking down very often. And then at the very end of the performance, she had to be escorted off by staff members while AOA finished the rest of the performances without her. While I was watching this performance, I just felt so bad for her. Anxiety called and was like, hello, did you call for me? Every time she would bring her hand up to her mouth like this and kind of make this motion, I was like, oh my god, here it comes. Oh boy. Please don't let this happen. But so far, the public's reaction has been very supportive. Everyone was saying that she was super professional. She did the whole performance with like a smile on her face, at least she tried to. And everyone's just hoping that she gets better soon. That's pretty much the gist of what happened. Okay, so there are definitely a lot of comments on the fan cam, on like different forums, with a lot of different opinions. One thing I noticed is that people were saying that if Seolhyun was really sick, maybe she shouldn't have performed because it made, everyone super worried for her. And yeah, I could agree to that. She could have told the company that she wasn't feeling very well, so they could have been like, hey, maybe just like set this one out for now. But the thing is that since the current standard for being a K-pop idol is so high right now, she could have chosen not to do that. I just feel like that fans can expect too much from their K-pop idols, whether they realize it or not. Everyone expects these idols to be these perfect human beings that should give their all when they perform, and that making fans happy should be one of their #1 priorities. When in reality, they're literally just human beings. They get exhausted from overworking, they get sick from time to time, so they can't dance or sing to their fullest potential. And honestly, they probably don't have the best immune systems either. I feel like a lot of K-pop idols get sick since they only sleep like 2 hours a night since they're so overworked. Since AOA is a group, Seolhyun also probably feels a sense of responsibility to be at every single AOA performance. This could be up for debate, but I feel like as for now, Seolhyun is probably the most popular member of AOA. Just think about how upset fans would be if AOA showed up with no Seolhyun. I feel like people would be pretty salty. She definitely feels that sense of responsibility for her group as well as performing for her fans because, she doesn't want to disappoint them. And I'm definitely not saying that every single fan would be upset. Probably most fans with, more than 2 brain cells would understand that she's sick and she can't show up. But there's always that small fraction of crazy fans that ruin everything for everyone else. And you know what? You know those people online who are ready to jump on any idol whenever they make like the tiniest mistake? I think they're called netizens. They're legitimately insane and scary. I was just gonna mention that people who don't like AOA can twist situations around. So they could say something like, oh, Seolhyun thinks she's better than AOA, so she's like not putting as much effort. She should still perform when she's sick because that's what a professional idol would do. Which is another thing that I will talk about a little later in this video. And in reality, it is a very small percentage of people who actually do all that crazy shit. But, all it really takes is one video or one article to go viral to tarnish someone's image. Someone's reputation can be ruined overnight. It's crazy how fast everything travels nowadays. And I also feel like Western artists, if you were to compare them, they tend to get a little bit more slack in situations like this. People are a little bit more forgiving. And with K-pop idols, since the standards are so high, definitely a little bit different. Pretty different, actually. So as I was saying before, everyone was praising Seolhyun for how professional she was being during this whole performance. And yes, congrats. Amazing. You're doing great, sweetie.
Doing amazing, sweetie.
Push this knee out.
Like, how does she perform with any ounce of like happiness on her face? I'm so bad at hiding my expressions. Like when a customer says something dumb, I'm just like, yeah, I just give her kudos for being able to smile through a performance while almost throwing up. That being said though, it just makes me feel like as a society, we're almost stuck in this vicious cycle. We love to praise idols and celebrities that still perform while they're sick. Like that Sunmi situation that I talked about in my last video, she still performed while she was pretty much dying on stage. But then while we're doing that, we get mad at companies for not taking the health of their idols into consideration. But at the same time, we also get upset when idols aren't performing up to standard while they're sick, or when they cancel a performance because of their health. It just sets the bar really high for all idols that if you're not performing at 110% every single time and giving it your all, then you're lazy or you don't care about your fans. And this is something that I noticed. I feel like you get less backlash performing while you're sick than when you decide not to perform at all. But you have to make it look obvious that you're sick while you're performing, otherwise you'll get called lazy. Yeah, so after this whole situation happened, Seolhyun actually went on her Instagram and apologized for making everyone worried, and that in the future she'll show better performances with a healthier image. And a lot of people were confused, more so international fans I would say, but they were like, girl, why are you apologizing? It was literally not your fault. It was out of your control. And from what I've seen with K-pop idols apologizing, it's actually part of the Korean culture to apologize when you've caused some sort of commotion or inconvenience to anyone. It's more so being polite and saying that I'm sorry, I made you worried. It's not really them blaming themselves. The majority of times, K-pop idols will just apologize no matter how, small or big the controversy or inconvenience. I remember back in the day, Jimin and Seolhyun from AOA were actually criticized for not knowing enough Korean history. The show that they were on had a segment where they were supposed to name different Korean historical figures, which obviously they had a hard time doing. And after that aired, a lot of people were very salty about how they didn't know very simple things that most Koreans should know. So both of them issued an apology on their social media for taking the segment too lightly. Personally, I feel like the situation was kind of dumb and blown out of proportion. They're literally K-pop idols. How much history are they supposed to know? Their profession is supposed to be dancing, singing, and entertaining people. Like, they're not history professors. Another thing that I noticed people were saying is that the company forced Seolhyun to perform even though she was sick. Currently, we don't have any solid evidence of this, but personally, I feel like that wasn't really the case. AOA is one of FNC's most profitable groups. Like, this song was a bop, and then this song was a bop. They made them a lot of money. So I'm just assuming that the company would be considerate of their health. I feel like they've earned that trust from their management. One thing that could have happened is that she could have just not told anyone that she was sick and she just wanted to quickly get through the performance. She could have just been like, this is a cough, I'll be fine. And then 5 minutes later, it's like, oops, this was a mistake. Time to end it all. So she could have misjudged how sick she actually was. Although on her Instagram, she said that she didn't feel sick until she went up on stage. And like I said before, she definitely feels commitment to perform for her fans as well as for her group. And I'm sure we can all relate to the situation where you don't want to inconvenience or trouble anyone, so you just try and power through whatever situation is happening to you. I mean, that's how I get into these situations where I'm literally dying of thirst because I'm too shy to ask for a glass of water. It's just so scary. Well, I just feel like I'm being annoying. But yeah, this is basically just speculation though. On her Instagram, she did say that she didn't feel sick until she went on stage, but at this point, we don't know. So yeah, these were my thoughts on the situation that happened. Maybe it's not that deep. It probably isn't, but hey, I just wanted to talk about it. I feel like I say this a lot as well, but K-pop idols, no matter what they do, they always get criticized for every little thing. They work their butts off so hard just to be scrutinized. Just be nicer to the K-pop idols. Please, they deserve it. Let me know what you think about the situation. I'm very curious to know whether you agree or disagree. Say whatever you want in the comments. I just ask you to please don't be an idiot and use your brain cells. In my last video where I was talking about Jennie, there were some comments where I was like, did you bash your head on the keyboard? This comment looks like it was written by a 5-year-old. I mean, it's the internet, so you have to keep your expectations pretty low. I didn't delete any of the comments either because some of them were actually pretty funny, probably unintentionally though. Yeah, if you like my content and want to support me, give this video a like, leave a comment, help feed my channel some engagement. She's very hungry. Feel free to subscribe if you want. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!